And welcome back to Let's Play Animal Crossing. A special message to you all. Happy holidays! It is Christmas. Actually not. It's Christmas Eve. In this game, a unique attribute is that Christmas Eve and Christmas are actually like split up, essentially. Well, that was not a great item, but you can you have to take what you can get, essentially. So the way Christmas works in Animal Crossing is actually rather peculiar. We talked to everyone except Cody yesterday, and I think someone else. Cody and, I think Cody was the only one we couldn't actually find yesterday. So actually, let's go talk to him before we actually get started with the festivities. And before his spawn point changes. Yo, evening. So yeah, he's still in town. Anyway, if I'm not mistaken, something I've actually not gone over is snowmen. You can actually make snowmen if you feel like it. If you find a snowball, similar to finding like soccer balls and stuff around town, you can actually roll it up into a snowman. And if you build a snowman, I think they give you special items in the snowman series of furniture. So you have the traditional 10 items and 10 and wallpaper and carpet. So 10 plus 1 plus 1, so 12 different items. Frankly, getting all the snowman items is made a lot harder in New Leaf because there's a lot more you can get. I think there's also an ice series in New Leaf. In addition, New Leaf and Sea Folk, to my knowledge, actually combine Christmas Eve with Toy Day, thus making the whole process a lot easier than this game. Happy holidays, I'm Jingle the black-nosed reindeer. Aren't holidays wonderful? Tell me the truth, you love it for the presents, don't you? Just look at all this snow. It's a white winter, how romantic. I've got a lot of work to do, so I don't have time to socialize right now. I'm supposed to deliver all these presents to good children all over the world. I love my job, I deliver dreams and hopes to everybody. I'm the luckiest reindeer in the whole wide world. Ho ho ho. Oops, I really gotta get going now. I've got a lot of work to do if I want to finish delivering all these gifts tonight. Well, I'll see you around. Bye-bye. Let's see, your name's not anywhere on my list. Anyway, I should be going. So long. So he gave us nothing. And now he's gone. So the way this works is you actually have to talk to him a bunch of times. It's kind of a procedure. In New Leaf onwards, it's actually totally changed, so you can actually, 1, buy Jingle's furniture series from Nook's store, and 2, you can actually get items in a totally different way. You do get a reward from Jingle for doing a good job, but you are actually Santa in New Leaf. Personally, that one's a lot easier. I think Jingle in this game tends to congregate around houses, if I'm not mistaken. Also, there's a mechanic in Sea Folk where you can actually see smoke coming out of chimneys when animals are within their houses, and thus you can actually find Jingle inside houses in that game. So it's a lot harder to find Jingle, but I think they changed it so the amount of times you actually need to track him down is greatly reduced, if I'm not remembering wrong. And in my defense, the last time I played Sea Folk was about, I want to say 3 years ago, because I think I got rid of the game after getting New Leaf. Makes sense, right? Because, well, New Leaf is a better game, to be honest. Sea Folk is kind of meh. If I ever do a Let's Play of Wild World, I'll go over Sea Folk stuff, actually, because it's kind of like Wild World 2.0, so I just lump in Sea Folk with Wild World, just as a side note. Yeah, I'm having terrible luck. If I'm not mistaken, in this particular game, you have to actually find Jingle, oh, I think it's 5 times before he actually gives you something. That's kind of absurd. Oh, it's you again. Say, which do you like better, big things or things you can fold up? Big things. Oh, of course, big things by all means. It's the size of the gift that counts, you know. The better you've been, the bigger the gift. Alright, I'm hoofing it. So that's number 2. So the process repeats. So again, he seems to show up in acres with houses. At the same time, he seems to show up in acres with houses that are not currently occupied by the actual villager, which makes sense because you wouldn't want to accidentally run into Santa. That'd be bad. At least from a standpoint of the tradition, it's probably not good to see Santa. I don't actually celebrate Christmas, nor do I believe Santa's real, so yeah, that's kind of a weird thing for me to say. Okay, Blair is near her house, so he won't be here. There's so many houses, so many acres, so little time. I'm only gonna do one run through of this routine. Actually, bringing up the point that this is a routine. You can actually get a bunch of presents from Jingle all at once. It's kind of cheating, kind of not, because it's programmed in the game. And if you're wondering, that is my stance towards using, like, techniques, I suppose you could say. If it's in the game and is intended, then by all means use it. That's kind of my stance on stuff. And then you get into the territory of exploits, where I will occasionally use exploits, but generally don't like to for Let's Plays. I do it all the time in just casual run-throughs because it saves a lot of time. For example, like if I ever played Super Mario 64, which I might actually, eventually. It's not my favorite. I think I talked about that in one of the Fire Emblem videos, but it might have been a failed take, so I'm not sure if it actually went in, so I'm gonna reiterate. I like Super Mario 64, I feel like it has aged kind of badly, but you can't help but respect that the game essentially put 3D platforming on the map, and without Super Mario 64, we probably wouldn't have gotten games like Banjo, or Conker, or, like, more recently, Ukulele. Unfortunately delayed, but I have a very good feeling about that game. I'm having no luck right now. Not too surprising because, well, if you saw, let's see, if you saw, what was it, would it be today or yesterday's? I'm trying to think. Because I haven't actually uploaded the video yet, so I don't know when that's going up. Yeah, I think it was yesterday's Fire Emblem. If you've seen yesterday's Fire Emblem, you'll know my luck is terrible. Yeah, that took 7 attempts to do Chapter 14B. Kind of crazy, I know. Oh wow, I still have that from yesterday. I'm actually gonna pick up another shirt. I'll explain why if we ever see Jingle again, but that's not looking too good, is it? Also, we're going to elect to skip KK's song on screen, I shall also point out, because frankly, we've heard a lot of KK music. You get the idea. Similar to Fire Emblem sports, I've kind of contemplated the idea of potentially showing all the KK songs, but I've come to the conclusion that would take way too long, so I'm not showing KK songs. There's already a video, actually. I did some research, and there's actually already a video of literally all KK songs in this game. So you can just look up Animal Crossing all KK songs, and I think it'll come up. So that means I don't have to make a video, per se, because that already exists, and it'll just be the same video, essentially. Song order may vary, but it's essentially the same concept. I'm also not sure if they will give you clues, so I think I'm going to talk to some people, or villagers, to see if that actually helps. And is it just me, or is that camera angle kind of off? It looks a little bit weird. I think it's a tree. I think it's preventing the camera from zooming all the way. Okay, if I don't find Jingle before too long, I think I'll just talk about it. I would like to show it, but this luck is not so good right now. Or maybe my initial hypothesis was wrong. That could be. Maybe, it's not about, like, villagers and houses at all. Maybe it's just anywhere you can appear. Again, I really don't know. I haven't played this holiday. Normally, I would play Animal Crossing real time, And when I was younger, I tended to play video games more in the morning. So like, I remember waking up super early on. One of my weird childhood memories is like waking up super early, like 6 a.m. I was homeschooled, by the way, and playing Mario Superstar Baseball. It's like one of those weird things where I constantly ask myself, why do I still remember that? Because that's so specific. I don't like that game. I really don't. A lot of people like it. People consider it a very good Mario sports game, and I would consider it a very good Mario sports game, except, oh man, the AI in that game is god tier, and it just makes the entire experience really frustrating to me. So yeah, don't expect Mario Superstar Baseball. What's even worse is there are actually challenges. Things like pitch a perfect 9-inning game, and stuff like that. So if you want to be a completionist, you're out of luck, because that game is not easy in the slightest. By no definition of easy is that game easy. Except unless you play on easy. But again, from a completionist standpoint, it's like really difficult. Mechanically, it's fine. Here's Super Sluggers is good, but kind of weird because the swing actually works as a button press, not like an actual swing like in Wii Sports. And you can tell that I'm really not having much success here because I'm talking about Mario Superstar Baseball instead of talking about the actual game. Again, because he's essentially Santa Claus and no one can actually see him, I don't think anyone actually talks about Jingle's location, unlike Franklin. Yeah, because with Franklin, if you recall, people would actually be like, oh hey, I saw a suspicious dude in like this acre, but yeah, no one can actually see Jingle, so yeah. Makes things a lot harder. Oh yeah, and another trick you may want to use if you have... Oh shoot, I just remembered, I just realized what it is. I just realized why I can't find him. It's gonna be dumb if it's actually the reason, but I think I have an idea. Yeah, I have no clue if this is gonna work. I'm gonna try it. Nope. Okay, so we can't go into empty houses, so that eliminates that theory. Tangy's house is deserted and can't go in there. I know you can enter houses when villagers are nearby, but not in the house. So it could be that's the case. Yeah, like Wolfgang is nearby, so you can enter his house. But I just don't recall Jingle actually going in houses in this version. I thought that was a city folk thing. Again, I may just be getting my games really mixed up. High chance that that could be what's going on. Just making sure. Just doing a quick check of all the houses. Don't want to miss anything like that. Plus, also going in and out of houses could also reset his spawn point. Though that's like really complicated. Like, probably putting too much thought into this because it's Animal Crossing. Let's face it. Okay, this is turning out to be really unlucky. Like, really unlucky. So I think I'm just going to walk around town a little bit more and explain mechanics. So in this game and City Folk, actually no, I should just start with this game. In this game, what was I saying? In this game, Jingle asks you a total of 5 questions, like about what kind of present you want, which we've seen a little bit of that. And once he gets to the 5th, I think he'll give you a present from what I recall. But you can actually cheat the system. If you change your clothes, you can actually get multiple presents. He won't ask you as many questions later on, and I think eventually he wises up to you. But yeah, I think you can get like a good amount of presents just by doing this. So that's cool. I wish I could actually find Jingle so I could show it, to be honest, but in case we don't, within like 20 minutes, then now you know what happens. Now I want to check near Dottie's house, because Dottie's by the plaza now, not near her house, so that could be a good spot to check. But again, Wild World tended to have a lot more just generic type stuff, not like specific seasonal holidays, except maybe New Year's. So, no Christmas, I don't think, in Wild World. City Folk went back to having more, like, real-world holidays. Including Toy Day. But Toy Day is, I think, the 24th. So, Toymer's event and also Jingle's event are actually tied to the same day. Which makes it a lot easier, yeah. So you don't have to constantly go back and forth for a Let's Play. It's just all the same day, so you don't have to make 2 episodes in a row. But New Leaf, the mechanic has changed up considerably, where instead of receiving presents from Jingle, as the mayor of your town, Jingle actually recruits you to deliver presents. Throughout the month of December, various animals, villagers, will give you hints on what kind of presents they want. And you have to actually take note of all of them and deliver the right presents, or you can cheat. You can essentially reset the game if you get something wrong, but I feel like you'd have to at least know some of them, otherwise you'd be there for a very long time just guessing blindly. Oh, thank goodness. Finally found him again. So where would the world be without print, Alright, I'm hoofing it. What was that, 3 or 4? I think that's 3. So that means he can actually appear in any acre, even if there isn't a house. Which means also my job just got a lot harder. But that also explains why I couldn't find him, so that's good to know. I have a feeling he'll be on the upper acres now, just a wild guess. But again, he doesn't seem to appear around other animals, which actually narrows it down considerably, if you know where everyone is at a given moment. Yeah, New Leaf, I think, again, you can get the Jingle series furniture from Nook's store, but he'll also give you like a special present, like I think a wreath? I'm not 100% sure, so it's actually a very good thing that this is not a New Leaf walkthrough, because I get the mechanics of this game, I don't remember New Leaf. But anyway, back on topic. Yeah, I used to play Animal Crossing really early, actually. And it was actually kind of depressing, because, like, nothing would be going on. Like, 6 AM, and the town was deserted. Except maybe, like, a couple villagers. Now I'm a night owl, so everyone's up late. I actually don't... that's interesting. Are you following me around? Say, do you prefer big things or pin things? Big things. So you like big things. Okay, okay. Oh, I'd better get back to delivering the oldest gifts. See you later. Okay. So, after, what, 10 minutes of just walking around finding nothing, we're finding them quite easily now. Because of RNG. So yeah, this is just not my day. The Fire Emblem yesterday was actually being recorded the same day as this part of Animal Crossing, despite going up at different times. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's Fire Emblem, or the one later today, because that one is like my least favorite chapter because it's really, really tough. So, as much as I like Sacred Stones and I'm enjoying Let's Playing it, I don't really ever want to do a Fire Emblem ever again because these games are involved with a capital I. I forgot how involved these games truly are. Part of me almost wants to just switch post-commentary even and just cut it out to the point where I only showed the Jingle appearances because of how little has happened. Yeah, we're gonna go over 20 minutes, which is unusual for Animal Crossing, because this Let's Play has been pretty concise, especially the later episodes, because there's just not much to talk about. It's just talk to Toymer, you're good to go. This is like the most involved holiday next to Halloween, Thanksgiving, and yeah, I think that is actually the most involved. Because not even New Year's is this involved. He's gonna be an all bottom makers, isn't he? He really is. You have like tons of area, but he only shows up in the lower part of the map. At least that's how my luck is working out. Let us see what we can find. Yeah, this is actually the last big holiday of the game, really, that we haven't actually gotten over. Because New Year's is a lot more concise. Obviously, it's somewhat involved, but not nearly as involved as this. And, like, Groundhog Day is really short. Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, hey, hi. Oh, you found me again. Ho ho ho. Listen, I'm not supposed to do this, but I'll give you a gift. You were probably somewhere on my list. I'm sure. I think you'll find that it's something you'll like. Seeing you smile makes me the happiest reindeer in the whole wide world. Oh, I'm so lucky. Well, I still have work to do. Bye-bye. Again. So, sadly I didn't get to show this because this video is dragging on way too long as is. But, if you have saved up a lot of clothing, you can actually switch clothing and repeat the routine. As again, to a certain point. I think he eventually wises up, but again, you can repeat it and get a bunch of Jingle furniture. So if you want the whole Jingle set, this is basically the only viable way to do it. But that's pretty much it, actually. So we're gonna show the Jingle clock and then end off. I apologize this video is long, and also that today's Fire Emblem will probably be long too, because this chapter's long, and we're covering 2 split paths of this chapter, so yeah, it's gonna be a long day. Also, if I ever do a Fire Emblem again, I've decided that I will not set it up so that one part is one chapter, because that's just too long. Anyway, the Jingle series pretty much looks Christmassy. That's all there really is to it. This video's gone on way too long as is, so thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time when we actually return for New Year's. New Year's Eve, to be more precise, then immediately followed by New Year's Day, which is actually going to be weird because, well, the December 31st episode is actually going to cover a little bit into this, New Year's. And then there's actually no holidays for January, which is frankly a relief for me. Then Groundhog Day, Sports Fair, which we're not really going to go over because it's the same thing as the Fall Sports Fair. You just get a different medal from Tortimer. And lots of stuff in April. We're only going to show one day of the Cherry Festival for obvious reasons. Spring cleaning and Mother's Day, graduation day, and the fishing tourney. Plus finishing up, I think, the bugs. And I think we'll be finishing up the fish in March. So we are going to return sometime in here, probably for the sports fair or whichever, and get that all wrapped up, and then we end off on July 4th. With that all said and done, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Animal Crossing for the GameCube.